Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining this webinar today. I'm so excited because today we're going to talk about marketing medical specializations. And this is really important because, a lot of times we meet with practices and they really want to do one of two things. First, they want more patients, but the second is they want to see better patients. And by marketing your medical specializations, it's really going to allow you to see better patients and drive more revenue for your practice. My name is Kate. I am Head of Business Development at Marketing for ECPs. If you're not familiar with Marketing for ECPs, we are a full-service digital marketing agency, and we specialize in everything from website development to social media support, email marketing, graphic design, content writing, all specifically within the eye care industry. And we work with thousands of practices across North America to really help them with their marketing, and especially with helping them drive revenue for their medical specializations. And so the first question really is, why should you market your medical specializations? And there are a few different reasons. The first being SEO, or also known as search engine optimization, internet searches. People are actively going out of their way to search specific medical terms or dry eye disease in their area. And so you want to ensure that your practice is showing up on these search engines when people are searching for these medical specializations. This is also about market differentiation and staying competitive. There's a lot of competitors in this space, and so you really have the opportunity to show your expertise so that you can stand out from your competition. This is also a really great opportunity to target a specific demographic. And so when we think about something like dry eye, we know that it tends to affect women. And so you can build a marketing campaign around your medical specializations that are really specific about the target demographic that you're looking to speak to. As I mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, it's also a really great opportunity to drive new revenue for your business, seeing higher value patients. Also, if you've invested in a piece of equipment, maybe a device to treat age macular degeneration or an IPL to treat dry eye, this is an opportunity to market your medical specialization so that you can pay off those devices and your equipment sooner so that you start seeing more of an ROI. And then the last thing is also building a brand. So there's a lot of people that are doing a really great job, a lot of ODs in this space that have built a brand around the medical specializations that they treat. And so I'm going to go through a presentation with some examples for you. Last thing I just want to touch on quickly before we jump into it is your competitors have already started. And so this is an example of Lens Crafters and Specsavers, both of whom are treating myopia right now, but they also are treating other medical specializations like dry eye. So now more than ever, it's really important to set your practice apart by marketing yourself so people know why they should choose you. We have 3 learning goals for today's presentation. The first one is really about applying the marketing funnel to marketing your medical specializations. The second learning goal is we're going to learn which tactics and strategies work best when it comes to awareness, where people are just learning about your practice, to interest, where people know they maybe have a medical need, like they need dry eye treatment, to action when they're ready to book an appointment, and loyalty, which really is about keeping them loyal and coming back to your practice and continuously choosing you over your competitors. And then the last one is we're going to understand how to close the deal. So there are a lot of different medical specializations in eye care, everything from specific segments, which is if you want to target senior eye exams or children or pediatrics, specific eye diseases from cataracts to dry eye to glaucoma, emergencies, so red eye, pink eye traumas, contact lenses, so there's specialty contact lenses, ortho-K, therapy, we can talk about marketing low vision, vision therapy, sports vision, concussions, also counseling, so nutrition, preventative eye care, and nutraceuticals, as well as workplace eye health, so talking about digital eye strain, office lenses, and then of course specialty, which involves things like aesthetics and myopia management. As mentioned, I wanted to start this presentation off by talking about the marketing funnel. This is also known as the patient journey, and really it's about the journey that patients take from learning about your practice all the way down to becoming a loyal patient of your practice. And so a lot of businesses that we meet with say, I really want to focus on getting new patients right now, but only a small percentage of the market is really ready to move forward with an action right now. And that's why it's so important to focus your marketing efforts on really building that brand. And that happens in the awareness phase, which is where the majority of the market is. And so awareness, again, we focus on building that brand so that you become recognizable to patients or customers. As we move to interest, this is really about how we've piqued potential patients' interest. They're considering what practice to do business with, but they haven't made that decision yet. Next, when we go to the decision phase, now they've identified that they have a need. Their child needs myopia control treatment. They need dry eye treatment themselves. And so they're actively searching for which practice to do business with. And then the last one is action and loyalty. And this is when the customer has chosen you, but how do you keep them loyal to your practice? And so there's different marketing strategies that you can do that align with each phase of the marketing funnel. And we're going to chat about a few of those examples today. But before I get into those specific examples, everything we do with marketing starts at the foundation, which is your website. You can do all the marketing in the world, but if you're sending patients to a bad website or a website that doesn't make it really easy for them to book an appointment, you could be potentially losing out on patients. And so a great website that really showcases your brand, highlights your services, and makes it really easy for patients to book an appointment is so important. I love this example of Airdrie Family Eye Doctors because you really can tell as soon as you go on their homepage who the target audience is that they're looking to speak to. They're a family practice, there's photos of families reflected in the photos, and so audience and patients want to know who you're trying to market to and why they should choose you, so they want to see themselves reflected in your marketing. So let's talk about the two first phases of the awareness of the marketing funnel. Awareness and interest. So if you have a large sign outside of your practice, not everyone in your community will notice it, but nearly all of them use the internet every day. And so digital awareness strategies are a specific tactic, a marketing tactic that enables your practice to show your brand and expertise to potential patients whenever they're browsing online. And this serves as a highly effective method to really establish brand awareness and trust for your practice. While they might not require your services immediately, your practice and your brand will remain top of mind when that need arises. And so digital awareness ads can be done a few different ways. One of the first ways is through Meta, which is the company that owns Facebook and Instagram. So there's organic social media, which would just be you posting on your social media platform to your existing followers. If you put budget behind some of your social posts, you're able to extend that reach a little bit further, and that's done through digital awareness ads on social media. The other option is Google Ads. So many websites are a part of the vast network of Google. And so this is an opportunity for you to get specific about, who you're looking to target and putting ads in front of them that promote your practice and the medical specialties that you offer while they're browsing online. The last one is YouTube. I think YouTube is an incredible platform. It's the second largest search engine. Video content in general is doing incredibly well right now. It tends to have a higher ad recall when people see video content because it evokes multiple senses. So it's sight, it's sound, and it can evoke emotion. It also really establishes a personal connection with your audience. Getting a little deeper into video content, this is Dr. Joseph Allen. He's done an incredible job of really using video content to market himself and really position himself as an expert when it comes to eye care. He has over 1.24 million subscribers to his YouTube channel and is consistently putting out video content that is highly educational and that is eye-catching and really helps establish that personal connection to himself. The other way to build awareness is really through blog content. And so you are an expert when it comes to your medical specialization. So this is a really fantastic opportunity to create some content around that. Write an article about, what patients can expect during an IPL treatment. Talk about myopia control lenses, understanding benefits and your options. By educating the market, not only are you going to establish yourself as an expert, but you're also going to support your practice's SEO in ensuring that you're showing up on Google or the search engines when people are actively searching for medical specializations. When we talk about building interest, so now people have awareness, interest, a really great opportunity here is your organic social media. So this is consistently adding to your social media, ensuring that you're posting regularly, ensuring that you're talking about the medical specialties that you offer, but also that the content is highly valuable and highly engaging. I love this example here of myopia control. We're talking about how myopia affects 30% of Canadians, so it's educational, and that early detection and management are key to slowing its progression. And so really think about the audience that you're looking to target with your medical specializations. What information do you think would be valuable to them so that they're more encouraged to book an appointment with you if they have a friend or if they themselves require treatment? I love this example of Oxford Optometry and what they're doing with their organic social media. As consumers, we love social proof. And so if you have some really fantastic Google ads or have some patients that would be willing to write testimonials for your practice, this is a really great and creative way to take those testimonials and integrate them into your social media. I love that Oxford Optometry added their logo, they added their branding colors, they added little cool caricatures of the patients that left the testimonials and integrated this into their social media platform. Now, as we continue moving through the marketing funnel, we come to the decision phase. So this is really about ensuring that your practice shows up when prospective patients are searching for your services in your area. So at this phase of the journey, they've already established now that they need treatment, and so they're deciding who to do business with. One of the best tactics that you can do for this is Google Ads. And so Google is still the #1 search engine, and using Google Ads is ensuring that your practice is showing up when people are typing in something like dry eye treatments. You know which ads are the sponsored ones because they typically have sponsored above them. I'll show you an example on the next page. I typed in myopia control. You can see that the 3 practices listed here are currently running Google Ads because they want to ensure that if someone is searching for those treatments, they are the practice that shows up. If we scroll just below the sponsored Google ads, we'll see the organic search results. Whenever we meet with practices, we always say to them, it's so important to own your real estate on Google. So not just through Google ads and the sponsored ads, but also making sure that you're showing up organically as well. And there's a lot of different tactics that you can do as a practice to ensure that you're showing up organically. Again, we're going to go back to the website. Not just is it the foundation for your marketing, but it also is how you're going to show up organically in these searches. And it's really important that you have SEO, so search engine optimization, best practices built into your website. This is an example of Finch Avenue Optometry. So they're located in North Toronto. And so you'll see that it says myopia control in North Toronto. Just by hyper localizing different things on their website, they're ensuring that when people are searching in that area, their practice is showing up. And again, when it comes to medical specializations, it's so important to talk about those medical specializations, ensuring that there's specific pages for each of the medical specializations on your website. That's going to just make sure it's more than likely that you will show up when people are searching. And so let's talk a little bit about the importance of search engines. Search habits are changing a little bit, especially with the integration of AI, but Google does continue to be the #1 search engine. There's 4.3 billion users worldwide. 93% of searches are done on Google. Most of people stay on the first page of Google. Even myself, I never go past the first page of Google. And those few first positions are the most important. 30% of position 1 gets the most clicks, then position 2, followed by position number 3. And so I really encourage you to think about what tactics are you integrating into your marketing to ensure that you're showing up when people are doing these searches. And when we speak a little bit about, AI and AI becoming a search engine as well, now more than ever, it's going to be really important to ensure that you're creating content for your practice in terms of your website, blog content. Again, having specialty pages on your website for each of the medical specializations you offer, it's going to also help you show up in those other search engines as well. And so coming to the last phase of the marketing funnel, this is the action, or also known as the loyalty phase. At this point in the journey, you now have the interest of the patients. Maybe they've come to see you once already. This is where it's so important to ensure you keep them loyal to your practice by delivering them engaging content that is up to the same quality as the services that you provide. One of my favorite marketing tactics in general, and one of the best ones for this particular phase in the journey, is email marketing. And so email marketing, even though it's sent out to so many different people on your list, there's something about it that feels personal when it comes directly to your inbox. And in some cases, you only get to see your patients once, maybe twice a year. And so that's why it's so important to keep emailing them at least once a month, talking about the different medical services that you offer outside of general eye exams. So talking about myopia control, dry eye treatment, vision therapy, but also making sure that the content is valuable, that aligns with your branding. And so I love these examples here because I just think the design in terms of like how the logo's integrated, the colors from their website, the people that they're looking to target, they've done a really great job in these email examples. Yeah, and I love email marketing. I think every business in the world should be on email marketing. And so to wrap up, we're just going to talk a little bit about the patient is now in your office. Maybe they or themselves is a candidate for myopia treatment. Maybe they're a candidate for dry eye treatment. Now what? And this is really about closing the deal when the patient and marketing to them when the patient is actually in your practice. And you can do this through a couple of different ways. One of the options is digital screens. And so digital screens within the practice, this is a really good opportunity to talk about, educational content on dry eye or myopia or vision therapy, show high level like infographics. This is a really great example of an infographic we did about myopia for Dr. Bishop. You can also do this through posters in your office, brochures in the waiting room, screensavers, handouts, business cards. This is really your opportunity to get creative. If you're a practice that, specializes in treating myopia, why not set up like a really cool mural on the wall for people to take photos in front of it? And that just gives you more exposure and gives people something interesting to do when they're in your practice. I love this example at the bottom here. You can see that it looks like a deli shelf. This is actually in an eye care practice. And so they've taken the retail side of their practice and they've really set it up in a cool way to look like a deli shelf just to add a little bit more interest. And their sales went up substantially by doing something like this. So I really encourage everyone to tap into that creativity and don't be afraid to do things that are a little bit different, because once you have a patient in your practice, it's a really cool opportunity to engage with them and educate them about the different services that you offer. And so to wrap up today's presentation, I wanted to leave you with an e-guide. So this is a medical specialties patient journey mapping e-guide that our team has created. Feel free to scan the QR code, download this. I did go through some examples in my presentation today, but this just has a ton more examples of different suggestions for blog content and social media posts that you can do for your practice to market your medical specialties. Thank you so much for joining today's presentation. Again, my name is Kate. We are so happy at Marketing for ECPs to chat about marketing or answer any questions you might have when it comes to marketing your medical specializations. Thank you again for your time today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.